Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we got the 4th sneak peek for the upcoming House of X update, and it's finally here. The man you and I and everyone have been waiting for. He is finally confirmed as a character to the game, and I could not be more excited. Not only is this a character, but this is also more than that, and I cannot contain my excitement. My voice will be raising on this video and rising and going nuts. So you just gotta bear with me. You've been warned now. Let's take a look at this sneak peek. So we get a picture here of what looks like the Charles Xavier Academy for gifted students from the X-Men Epic Quest, where Magneto and Maximus attack and it gets on fire and whatever. When you fight Jean Grey in one of those, I think it's of Unveiled Enemy or something like that missions, you will see this in the background. So they took one of the in-game backgrounds, but over top of it, in front of it, they superimposed a gate. And you will be very familiar with those gates if you've read the House of X, Powers of 10 comics. If you read any of them or if you watched my video, this is a Krakoan gate. Okay, this is a portal. It's a gateway. It's what one of the flowers does, and it allows mutants, and only mutants, to travel in between portals from Krakoa to somewhere else, where another portal is, and then from the portal to Krakoa. So, who's behind the portal? Sabretooth? No. Omega Red? No. Let's find out. Yeah. They did it. They actually did it. Oh, thank you so much, Marvel Future Fight. Thank you, Netmarble. I gotta say, I never thought this day would come. Yeah, I know. It's unreal. It's unreal. It's crazy. You know, when we got Deadpool, I was like, how did we get Deadpool? And then we got these other characters. Then we got these other characters. And we got Silver Surfer. We got Namor, the Galactus, blah, blah, blah. Professor freaking X. Man, I cannot tell you how excited I am. Oh, man. But it gets better. It gets so much better. For you eagle-eyed viewers, and this is, without a doubt, not hyperbole, the best sneak peek they have ever done, ever. So, sneak peek guy, I won't say your name for privacy's sake. I love you. You're a genius. Thank you so much. You make this game. You are a huge part of what makes this game so exciting when updates are coming. And one of the reasons why my viewership spikes before an update is because of the hard work that you put into the game. You are underappreciated, but I will do my best to appreciate you in these moments when I can. So thank you so much. For you eagle-eyed viewers out there, you would have seen something right there. Ooh, I paused it at the exact moment. There is words. There are Krakoan words written in the portal. My God! Kowalski, analysis. What do the numbers mean? Okay, so these are letters. These are symbols that correspond to the Krakoan language. So if you look up, and I did, but a lot of people on Twitch, when it went live, a lot of people looked it up themselves and did the translation. You can do the translation yourselves at home. I want to shout out to everyone out there who did the translation and showed it to me. Genevaldo, Blasky, there's a whole bunch of people that did. I'm sorry that I didn't write all your names down, but thank you so much. You guys are wonderful and amazing. It's a fun little game. You sit there, you know, you used to do these games in school. You see the symbol, you're like, well, what is this symbol? Oh, it's a 1. Okay, what about this symbol? Okay, this is 4. And then you spell it out. What's the number? What's the letter? What's the word? You know, it's like a little puzzle. It's a little puzzle. And wouldn't you know that the letter for T and the letter for TH are very similar. They're basically inverted, right? Upside down, right side up, or right side up, upside down. Guess what this says in Krakoan? This is a T, this is an I, this is an E, this is an R, this is TH, this is an R again, and then these are E's. What does that spell? Credit card. No. Tier 3. Yeah. So unless I'm misunderstanding things and we're getting Tier 3 Krakoa, we are getting Tier 3 Professor X. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a drill, and this is not an Amaranth ASMR video. You have not accidentally clicked Professor flippin' mother flippin' X. Tier 3. This might be single-handedly the biggest sneak peek ever. It drops one of the most iconic Marvel characters of all time on our heads. A colossal nuke of epic proportions. And not only does it do that, it goes one step further. It's like, oh, you like that? Let me put the reverse 360 dunk with the honey dip on top. Gives us a tier 3. Yeah. That's the whole sandwich. And that's the whole damn sandwich shop. My God. We are getting Professor X tier 3. We're getting tier 3 Professor X in Marvel Future Fight. I cannot believe it. That voice pitch, that crack voice thing, that was on purpose. Anyways. Oh, I'm so excited. My God. I just want the next like 5 minutes of this video just be me saying that over and over again. We are actually legitimately getting, this is not a dream or a joke or a drill. This is not an April Fool's prank. It's not April 1st quite yet. We are actually getting Professor X in Marvel Future Fight, and he's going to be tier 3. Now, before we get into what Professor X means, I want to hit you guys with some knowledge to try to save you guys some resources and put you in the most optimal position possible, giggity, for the upcoming update. So, I did not make a video specifically about the pre-update event quest. I did make a video a few weeks ago talking about the data mined tokens, and here they are. There's the data mine token, which hopefully will be for either, actually, let me say this. Hopefully it will be for Mystique. Hopefully, well, we'll talk, well, listen, anyways. So the pre-update event token, and then the pre-release event chest. And the event chest can have, I think, gold, Nornstone, no, not Nornstones, gold, gear up kits, dimension debris, and then I think it can have X-Men material. So Phoenix feathers, Mcron crystals, Mcron shards. Even if it's just a small amount, don't open them until you absolutely have to. Because they have a 6-day expiry, you won't be able to save all of the chests, but you'll be able to save, I believe, at least the last 3 or 4 days worth of chests. That's kind of a lot of chests, right? 6 chests, minimum 3 days, so that's minimum 18 chests. We could be talking hundreds of Mcron crystals, Mcron shards, and Phoenix feathers. So save them up until the very last hour that you have to collect them. Hopefully that will end up being after the maintenance is over and the update is live, and then go and collect them all. I mean, spend your Phoenix feathers and your Mcron crystals and your Mcron shards upgrading the new mutants that are coming out and the new uniforms that we're getting, and then go collect these boxes. That way you can give yourself a buffer of, you know, maybe a few hundred, maybe even if you get, I don't know how much drops in here if you get lucky, maybe even 1,000 of each resource. So this could be a huge way to catapult you forward ahead of other players who are just collecting these and then, you know, maybe letting them go into their inventory and expire. So I'm actually going to open these now to show you, because I don't think, by my math, I don't think you can save these ones at all. So let me see what they hold in them. 30 Mcron shards, we can't save that. Another 50, that's 80. Okay, 20. A 5-star ISO, that's not bad at all. Damn. Another 30. Another 5-star. So I got over 200 or over 150 Mcron shards from that. That's pretty good. If you can get that many feathers and crystals, that's a really, really big difference maker. So I know that there shouldn't be a cap on X-Men materials at all, but that's just a little tip that I had for you guys as far as making the most out of these pre-update chests prior to the X-Men update. I'm so excited, so you know I got to get my min-max on. I gotta, you know, give you guys the best tips available. Now, going back to the new characters, we know for sure we're getting Mr. Sinister, Mystique, and now Professor X tier 3. Yeah. We don't know yet if Nimrod is a new character or a uniform, but assuming Nimrod is a uniform, here's my take. Professor X is way too strong, way too important, too pivotal in the comics to be a tier 1 character. Now, you might say, you know, Namor is really famous and iconic, and he was a tier 1 character. Yeah, sure. But they really built him like a native tier 2 character. They really did. They gave him the stats of a native tier 2 character. Look at this guy. He's got 50,000 physical attack and almost 70,000 HP. He's built like a native tier 2 character. He makes Mr. Fantastic look pathetic. Look at his stats compared to Mr. Fantastic. It's not even close. He completely obliterates Mr. Fantastic, and they have the exact same build. So, Professor X may be native tier 2. However, we could be seeing the first native tier 3 character. We don't know when it's going to happen, but sooner or later, Marvel Future Fight, the devs, are going to, they're going to push the power creep a little bit more. They're going to push the base stats a little bit more. Maybe they're going to do it now with Professor X. I don't know, but I'm just putting it out there as a possibility. I will know via the APK in like 2 days. So, dope, but it's a possibility. Now, I have also seen a lot of people hoping that on top of Professor X, that Mr. Sinister is going to be native tier 2. The reason why a lot of players are hoping that Mr. Sinister is native tier 2 is because native tier 2 characters tend to just have a lot higher base stats, and they do tend to be stronger than tier 1 characters. There are very few native tier 2 characters, there are very few native tier 1 characters that can match up to Silver Surfer. Now, there are also native tier 2 characters from past years that are kind of weak by now standards, even with uniforms. I mean, there's no way Cull Obsidian is going to match up to Silver Surfer, and they're both native tier 2, and Silver Surfer doesn't even have a uniform. So there's a huge gap there, but Silver Surfer just punks them all. But it's just the idea that the character will have much higher base stats, that the character will be much stronger. Having a native tier 1 character who doesn't have a uniform, they're at a huge statistical disadvantage versus the heavyweights. And when I talk about heavyweights, I'm talking about native tier 2s that are tier 3able. Your Jean Greys, your Thanoses, your Apocalypses. Their stats are like, look at his stats. He's got more defense than some native tier 2s have attack. Like, that's how high his stats are. It's insane. Like, look at those numbers. That adds up to like 150,000. It's completely bonkers. And same thing goes for Jean Grey, by the way. You thought it was different for her? No, it's the same shit. The stats are just obscene. So I can totally understand, and I sympathize with players that want Mr. Sinister and Professor X to be native tier 2. I don't really have a preference either way. I just want these characters to be strong. And speaking of strong, I don't really want to. I want to, but I don't really have to go into the power level of Professor X. But he is just like, he's ridiculously powerful. He is one of the strongest, telepathic. He's one of the most strongest telepathic minds, or maybe they even call it like a psychic. One of the most powerful psychics in the Marvel universe. You've seen it in the movies, you've seen it in the comics. He's just too strong. So we'll have to see just what he does. Oh, you know what? I just realized I forgot to check the sneak peek on the Netmarble forum. Someone was telling me that the text that they use is actually quite interesting for Professor X. Let me go and pull that up right now. I totally forgot about this. Okay. We have received word of the sudden strange appearance of an unknown species of flora completely incompatible with the surrounding ecosystem. Okay, it's Krakoa. We know that the exotic flowers were planted intentionally. We have not been able to learn anything else as every agent we have sent to investigate has disappeared. When I went myself to see what's going on, with these strange flowers, a gateway suddenly appeared. Who stepped through the gateway? Professor X. Meet this mysterious character with their new abilities and leadership in the next update. I will do all I can to learn more and report back soon. Wow. So I think what people were trying to tell me when they were telling me about the wording here is that it's possible that Professor X is bringing new abilities that we've never seen before to the game. Like when Strife brought Fracture to the game, and so on and so forth. When Wasp brought, maybe it wasn't Wasp, but stuff like debuff and leadership. Huh. Wow. This could be really interesting. Cool. I'm even more hyped now. I can't wait to see it. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what they do with Professor X, but I think they really have to pull out all the stops. He has to be strong. He has to be powerful. He has to be meta. He has to impact the game. You cannot squander an opportunity like this and then give us a Baron Zemo. Or even give us, the character, he's got to nail it. He's got to nail it out of the park. He doesn't have to be overpowered, but he definitely has to shift the balance in some way. And in order to do that, they're going to have to be very creative, or they just go the lazy route and make him overpowered. We'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, let me know how excited you are for Professor X, Tier 3, joining Marvel Future Fight. Do you think he'll be a native Tier 1? Do you think he will be a native Tier 2, Tier 3? Or do you think we are going to witness the very first native Tier 3 character? Get your CCFs ready. because it's about to get heavy. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.